Tonight, more migrant caravan groups are getting closer to the U.S.-Mexico border. Some of them, including this group, have set their sights on Tijuana, right across the border from San Diego. All in preparation for their arrival, troops started shutting down lanes at border crossings tonight. Members of the United States military have been hard at work for days, preparing along the Texas border as well.
This is what the work looks like in Brownsville for Army engineering units. They've been spending their time stretching razor wire for miles based on recommendations from U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Ready? Up.
For us, it's great to be able to come and apply some of the engineer skills and capabilities that we have in support of a fellow governmental agencies.
The orders from the Pentagon will keep them here up to December 15th. President Trump has said as many as 15,000 troops could be sent to the border from Texas to California. For now, 1,300 of them are here in the Rio Grande Valley, and they'll likely spend Thanksgiving here.
The national controversy surrounding these efforts isn't something that is lost on these troops. However, if you talk to them, they'll tell you they're just simply doing the job.
The military presence, the way it is right now, has taken a community that's peaceful, that's happy, that's family, and now we're like, what's going on?
Michael Seifert from the ACLU in Brownsville has been a vocal critic of the troops' deployment. He says their presence amounts to political theater following a contentious midterm election.
The election cycle's over. It's time to move on, get those people back home, and please take your barbed wire with you.
While the caravan of thousands of asylum seekers continues to move forward, the troops will remain here on orders from the Pentagon, and so will questions of what will happen if and when large crowds arrive at our border.
Here's some video that came into our newsroom overnight. Overnight, Customs and Border Protection announced it closed 4 lanes at several ports. Border Protection says the closures will allow authorities to prepare for what it calls the potential safety and security risk of the caravan. Right now, we know more than 350 migrants who have reached the border, and there are some that are part of a smaller group who got impatient and went their own way to seek asylum in the U.S. Earlier this week, about 5,000 migrants spent the night in the Mexican city of Guadalajara, where more than 2,000 received temporary visas.
Dozens of people gathered on the south side. Some climbed the barrier and sat on it. Others walked the structure, while Border Patrol agents kept an eye on the crowd.
I was very surprised how many people were here, how many different officials were here, and just the capacity of the event. I mean, it seems like there's something going on that's not normal to have this many resources tied up, all these vehicles. We saw a special armored car coming down the road, and it just seemed a little bit more than just an average day.
Greg Boulder was on the north side of the fence visiting the area from Arizona. He got to see quite a show, like this man dressed in red and white jumping onto U.S. soil. That person and others who did come across ran back when Border Patrol agents approached.
We need this to be resolved. It's costing both countries a lot of money.
The Border Patrol watched from the air, on vehicles, and even on horseback. Police in Tijuana also kept an eye on the crowd. It's not known for certain who these people are. The Border Patrol said it believes some could be from that caravan that has been making its way through Mexico from Honduras.
The first wave of the migrant caravan arrived unexpectedly early at the U.S. border in Tijuana, where there's been a fortified wall for decades. They've been looking through the barricade, and some have been climbing it, teasing the Border Patrol on the other side. A few have even jumped, including today a woman carrying a baby. But any attempt to cross here ends with certain capture.
I'd like you to think of border security just the same as your home, and when someone comes to your home, they're supposed to go to the front door and present themselves.
For now, hundreds are simply setting up camp near where the border meets the Pacific.
A group of Central American migrants arrived at the southern border with Mexico yesterday. The San Diego Union Tribune reports about 350 migrants arrived at the border in Tijuana, Mexico, which is near San Diego, with more expected to follow. A few migrants crossed over the fence into the U.S., but quickly returned. The migrants, many of whom came from Honduras, are seeking asylum in the United States. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said that it would close 4 lanes near Tijuana to install, quote, port hardening infrastructure equipment.
Working together with my administration over the last 2 years, these members have reached a bipartisan agreement. Did I hear the word bipartisan? Was that?
There you go.
Did I hear that word? Huh? That's a nice word. Bipartisan agreement on prison reform legislation known as the first step. And that's what it is. It's a first step, but it's a very big first step. Today I'm thrilled to announce my support for this bipartisan bill that will make our community safer and give former inmates a second chance at life after they have served their time. Americans from across the political spectrum can unite around prison reform legislation that will reduce crime while giving our fellow citizens a chance at redemption. So if something happens and they make a mistake, they get a second chance at life. Today's announcement shows that true bipartisanship is possible, and maybe it'll be thriving if we're going to get something done. When Republicans and Democrats talk, debate, and seek common ground, we can achieve breakthroughs that move our country forward and deliver for our citizens, and that's what we're doing today, and I have great respect for the people standing alongside of me. I urge lawmakers in both House and Senate to work hard and to act quickly and send a final bill to my desk, and I look very much forward to signing it. I'll be waiting with a pen, and we will have done something. We will have done something that hasn't been done in many, many years, and it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
The search for the missing continues in Northern California.
We're now at a point where we're going to bring in human remains detector dogs.
Some residents haven't been heard from since flames tore through the town of Paradise on Thursday.
We've got so many people missing of our neighbors. Our neighbors are gone.
Reggie Elizabeth Graywolf lived here at a mobile home park that's now destroyed.
Hazel's 99 years old. She's still missing.
The campfire is the deadliest and most destructive in California's history. Donations have poured in, but places to stay are still hard to find.
لا حول ولا شو هذا في عائلة بالسيارة هذيك السير شق الطريق
ابو غازي هذا السابع اللي قادم من السادس باتجاه الظهر.
القفص انهارت البلاد. مزارع ربوعية.
Let's get back to at least trying to predicate our opinions on something called the truth. And people like to conflate their opinion with the truth. They say it's my truth, which is idiotic. There's no such thing as your truth. Right? There's just the truth and there's your opinion. If it is your truth, I can immediately assume it's bullshit. Okay? The truth is a fact that can be verified and that can be backed up. And then your opinion can be based on those facts or it cannot be based on those facts, and then we can make an assessment as to the value of those opinions. If we can do that, then we can have civil conversations once again, and we can have discussions that are worthwhile and for the country.
The Cabinet has just had a long, detailed and impassioned debate on the draft withdrawal agreement and the outline political declaration on our future relationship with the European Union. These documents were the result of thousands of hours of hard negotiation by UK officials and many, many meetings which I and other ministers held with our EU counterparts. I firmly believe that the draft withdrawal agreement was the best that could be negotiated, and it was for the Cabinet to decide whether to move on in the talks. The choices before us were difficult, particularly in relation to the Northern Ireland backstop. But the collective decision of Cabinet was that the government should agree the draft withdrawal agreement and the outline political declaration. This is a decisive step which enables us to move on and finalise the deal in the days ahead. These decisions were not taken lightly, but I believe it is a decision that is firmly in the national interest.